I'm proud of the players. I'm proud of what they've done all season. Not only tonight. I thought the performance tonight we never gave in, and that's what whole KR people do. You got to work hard and be resilient. That's our in our DNA, and I think we showed that again tonight. Although we're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, we played against a very good team that know how to win those games, and they took their moments. But I'm extremely proud to be head coach of this team, and no one, the players certainly didn't let anyone down tonight.
Ultimately, what did it boil down to then?
Yeah, just moments. I mean, ultimately it was one try the difference. It wasn't just that in terms of we had enough time off the back of that, but they iced their moments and we didn't. It's fine margins in this game when it comes to grand finals, and we just didn't ice our moments that we had.
How pleased were you with the start that you made? It was a fair old sort of war anyway between the two of you, wasn't it? But how pleased from your perspective were you?
I was pleased. I thought we were on top, and then they scored that try. I really did. I thought that we were winning field position. It was good set for set sort of rugby, grinding sort of style. It always would be in these conditions, but minimal errors. And as I said, I thought that we're on top. And then we let that try in, and then we had that field goal before half time. And once they got the field goal, 7, to make it 7, even though it's only 7 points, and we, were positive around half time, but they're always going to be sort of hard to run down. We had an opportunity, we kicked the goal, had an opportunity, then we only needed one more try. And then I don't think we managed that part of the game well where they did. We had a lot of errors and we were sort of chasing points towards the back end.
As we've seen in grand finals before, 7 points in a grand final can sometimes feel like a big margin, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, at half time, we wanted to, certainly was, we were positive around how we were playing in terms of, there was hardly anything in it. But 7 points on the scoreboard in sort of those conditions and the way they play can feel like more, but we got to 7-2, and then there was an opportunity to go win that game, but we just couldn't get over the line. We just didn't ice our moments where they did.
In that first half, you could have been in the lead. What would you view the try that was ruled out?
I think it was a knock-on, wasn't
it? Yeah, no complaints with it.
No.
At that moment, given what you'd said about that first half, how big a momentum shift could that be? Not necessarily a shift, but how big a momentum boost could that be?
Yeah, I mean, if you go score the first try, there's no doubt. I think whoever proved it with them, when they scored the first try and then they've got the field goal, 7 points is not a great deal, but it was in that game. So, we go 6-0 up. Who knows? Did we get another one off the back of it? But we didn't. It was a knock-on, so there's no complaints out of that. And Wigan. Were outstanding. So they defended their line extremely well, and they're the champions for a reason.
And Bevan French has shown time and time again that he can do that to the best of teams, but how much was that your message to try and avoid giving him those opportunities and those moments?
Look, we could have stopped that because it was we've got a system that we stick to. If you give up your inside shoulder, more often than not they're tries. But we had a lot of opportunity to make up for that. But he's the player that he is, and he's a freak, isn't he? He can just do things that other players can't. As I say, proud of my team, but Wigan still are the leaders in this competition, and they show that again tonight.
I was standing next to Neil Hudgell, and he said to Sam Luckley when the trophy presentation was happening, he said, remember this moment for 12 months' time. How much do you need your players to remember those moments and let them drive them on going into next season?
You do, but look, at the moment, I think it hurts enough for the players, and we'll certainly look at ways that we can be better. But we talk about having belief in this group, and belief shouldn't come and go. We should get a lot more belief from what we've just done tonight, but we need to ice, as I said, key moments. And how do you do that? A lot of the time it is, I think, experience. Their experienced players stood up when they needed to. I thought Smith kicked well, controlled the game, with his kicks, and then you got Bevan off the back. So I think there was two very even teams, but again, it came down to a moment.
Speaking of moments, the moment where you opted to go for two, what was the thinking at that stage when maybe some thought you had them in a position to go for more?
Yeah, I mean, they're a difficult team to score against, so getting two or one try is easier than getting two. So you go 7-2 and then you score another try, you're in front. So if it's 7-0 and then you go to 7-6 or 7, we'll just say it was 7-4, we don't kick the goal, you still got to get two tries. So, one's easier than getting two. We had 24 minutes to go as well.
Yeah, of course. When you looked at all your players, but you've got those players, there's been a lot of talk around the ones who are leaving, the likes of a Ryan Hall and Matt Parcell. How difficult is it? How hard is it to finish that way forward?
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. To lose any grand final is tough. But the way Hawley played tonight, it just shows like he's a machine at the age that he is, and he's still doing what he's doing. I thought Matt Parcell had a very good game tonight. We've got other players leaving. Tom Opachik's leaving, and George King, but Matty Staunton, who's been very handy for us. I mean, he's a great clubman. Players love playing with him. So there's a fair few leaving. Disappointing that we didn't send them out winners, but as I said, had two even sides tonight. We just got people.
Not in a pat on the head kind of way, because Hawkins and Rovers have certainly proven they belong on this stage, but how much pride do you take from what you've been able to achieve to get to this stage and then use this as a motivator?
Yeah, plenty. I mean, we'll learn so much from tonight. We'll learn a lot from the season. I think whatever it was, 5 or 6 games we lost this year where, so we won the majority of our games. And the pleasing part was that we're winning games and not playing well, and that's a good sign. I mean, Wigan, the best teams in the comp, and over in the NRL as well, they're really, really good teams. They win games and they're not playing as well as what they can. So, we've come a long way. We've definitely come a long way. But regardless of tonight, the journey was never going to end tonight, even if we won. We believe that we're going to be better next year. And we'll be better next year because we've been together now for a couple of years. The majority of the squad will be with us next year. We're getting a few more players in, but it's what we've done this year and the growth that we've had this year will set us up for next year.
That was something Tyrone May said, even with tears in his eyes, about next year and feeling that confidence that you are set to build on this even more now. How much confidence and how much reassurance does that give you? Yeah,
a lot. I mean, he's a key player to what we do, and there's tears in their eyes because they care so much. People sort of look at Tyrone the way he warms up, and he just does his own sort of thing. But a lot goes into his game, and there's a lot of care into his game. Like all the players, they truly care, and they care about the club. They care about improving the place, and that's, for me as a coach, that's all I want. Come to work every day and want to get better.
And you've always said it's not about you, it's about the team, but just briefly on you, how do you get over this now?
Look, we're all, of course, after a grand final loss, I think you need to self-reflect. You need to look at yourself and go, what can I do better? I think if everyone does that, you can always move forward. But we're not far off. Like, it's fine margins. So, we'll obviously dissect the game and then have a look at, have a review over the year. And there's a lot of positive stuff around that, but there's certainly some things that we can all do better to improve for next season.
Thanks, Will.
Williams and weather affected games, how much effect did that have on your approach to the game in terms of how expansive the team was?
Yeah, we wanted to play direct. We knew it was going to be wet, and the way that they defend, they'll pick you up and throw you over the sideline if you go 10 metres near it. So when we did play, we wanted to play for a reason. I think the first half we were going our right a little bit, playing at the back, and they squashed us, and that's what they do. They come up heavier on that side, and where the other side they back away a little bit. So we had a little bit more joy in terms of making metres on that side. But I thought when we were nice and direct, we did cause problems. We just didn't ice our moments, and that's what it comes down to.
These sort of scenarios when a team loses a final like this, lots of people talk about what you can learn from it. So in terms of the way Wigan handle that game today, with the way they defend the line, the way they're clinical, is that like a blueprint almost you can follow in terms of how to handle an occasion like this?
Not really. No, it was one try. Not really. I mean, they defended their line extremely well. We defended our line well too. There was one try that we didn't, where Bevan slices through. We saved a couple. They saved quite a few as well. I respect Wigan and they deserve to win, and full credit to them. But I don't think we're too far away. So I'm not going to go sort of copy what they've done. Certainly, you look at. I'll dissect the game and go, okay, which was better than this, or Wigan were more dominant in that area, but I don't think it was too much.
A big call with the team shoes, Jack Broadbent, so I just think he got on tonight.
Yeah, I thought Jack did all right. I thought he was direct. He ran strong. Jack picked himself because he goes to train every day and he works hard. And I've got 5 coaches or 4 coaches that we all pick a side, and they all wanted Jack in the side. And so I'm comfortable with what we did with Jack. I don't think Jack was a reason why we're on the other end of the scoreboard.
And although this game ends this season, like it's an ending, do you sense in some ways it could feel like almost a beginning for Rovers because of the way we're starting to evolve the team?
Yeah, I think we've come a long way. So I think we've started that journey, and we're well down the track now. But it's fine margins. From where we were last year, we got beat by 40 points or whatever it was against the same team in a big game, and then obviously earlier on in the Challenge Cup. But we've shown when we played them at their place, we got beat by 4 points, and then tonight was 7 points, whatever it was. So we're not far away.